Deep, dramatic voice. Well, very quick, dark shots. Flash by. Black truck tires, leather gloves, terrified eyes of an employee. The barrel of a gun, 3 a.m., December 11, 1978. John F. Kennedy Airport in New York. The world's busiest airport is asleep. A massive cargo door slowly opens, but in cargo building 261, the monsters were awake. This wasn't an ordinary robbery. It was an invasion. Masked men burst in, one of them shouting, "Get on the floor," 64 minutes. 9 employees held hostage, $6 million in cash. The biggest cash robbery in U.S. history. The massive vault door swings open to reveal a wall of stacks of bills, and the mastermind behind it all, was a man who barely touched a single dollar of it himself. A man with a sarcastic nickname, Jimmy the Gent. Documentary title, The Gentleman and the Beasts. The Lufthansa Heist, Part 1. The mastermind, 1 o'clock in the 1970s. New York City was a city on the edge, and the Mafia held the reins. But Jimmy Burke wasn't like the others. He wasn't Italian. He was Irish, but he was more ruthless and greedy than any wise guy in Brooklyn. His nickname, the Gent, came from his habit of giving $100 tips to the truck drivers he robbed. He'd smile as he shook your hand, and smile as he planned your burial. Like all great masterminds, Burke wasn't looking for an opportunity. He was waiting for one. And in the fall of 1978, that opportunity came knocking in the form of a man drowning in debt. Louis Werner, an employee of Lufthansa. He owed thousands of dollars to a bookie connected to Jimmy Burke. And when it came time to pay up, Werner didn't offer money. He offered something far better. He offered them the vault. He told them about a monthly cash shipment coming from West Germany. Millions of unmarked dollars stored in Building 261 over the weekend. Werner gave them everything. The guards' locations, the weaknesses in the security system, the alarm system, even the location of the spare key for the outer lock was known. For Jimmy Burke, this was a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. He carefully selected his team. Tough, loyal men, led by Tommy DeSimone, his favorite enforcer. The orders were clear. Get in, get the money, get out. No harm, no evidence. 3:12 a.m. Using Werner's key, they cut the outer lock without triggering any alarm. When they entered, the 9 employees were on their lunch break. The robbers knew the employees by name. "Which one of you is the shift manager?" They forced the manager to call the only employee outside the building who had the second part of the vault combination. 3:40 a.m. The first door opens. Then the second. Silence hangs in the air. It wasn't gold. It wasn't jewelry. It was stacks of US dollars. More than they had imagined. They started loading it up like crazy. For 16 a.m. Get out. Get out now. They ordered the employees not to call the police for 15 minutes. At 4:21 a.m. the truck vanished into the night. 64 minutes. $6 million. It was the perfect heist. The robbery was perfect. But the crew wasn't. Burke's orders were strict. No extravagant spending. No drawing attention. Wait until things cool down. But how do you tell men who've just stolen millions not to act like millionaires? Jimmy the Gent started to get nervous. Then came the first mistake. Barnell Stacks Edwards. His job was to destroy the truck in a junkyard. Instead, he drove it to his girlfriend's house and parked it in a no-parking zone. 2 days later, the police found it. They'd left a loose end, and for Jimmy Burke, loose ends had to be tied up. Paranoia began to consume Burke. He realized the only way to guarantee the silence of 6 men was for them to be dead. Stacks was the first. Then his accomplices started dropping one by one. Marty Krugman, the man who provided the tip, disappeared. Disappeared. The field leader of the heist, disappeared. At least 10 people connected. 2, the robbery were found, murdered within 6 months. The man who planned the biggest cash robbery in America wasn't about to share it. The gent cleaned house, With blood, the money and jewels were never fully recovered. Jimmy Burke himself was never convicted of the Lufthansa robbery. He was eventually arrested thanks to the testimony of his associate Henry Hill, the protagonist of the story. Goodfellas on another murder charge. The gentleman died in prison of cancer in 1996. Taking the secrets of the heist to his grave, they had pulled off the perfect robbery. But they forgot the most important rule in the world of the mafia. Trust is a rare commodity, and greed is unforgivable. Fade to black.